Tough loss last week in overtime down in Tallahassee, and the thrilling win on Sunday, and the opening tip, Hannah Hank deflecting it over to the Pitt Panthers in the Steel City. The Tigers starting five, Washington included in it. Amari Robinson had a big game against the Panthers with 17 points and 8 rebounds, and the Tigers striking first.
She's been, I'm not going to say the word passive, but she's been more patient because now Delicia Washington has come into the fold, and she's been able to play off of other players. It's going to be a huge portion of this game is pick and roll defense by the Tigers. You're going to have to force Harris to use the screen. As she turned it down right there, they were able to get an offensive rebound and a putback.
Job inside by Liatu King with that prior basket. Now pushing the pace. Gabby Green for Pitt. Feeding inside. King, strong move, and she's fouled.
Some linebacker that hit the transfer portal. Dabo, I got you one. She's strong, she's physical, and she gets the N1 opportunity.
And Delicia Washington will pick up her first foul. A bounce either way, and they'd be riding a 2-game winning streak after Washington had a stellar performance with 33 last week in the loss at Florida State. She knocks down the jumper and makes it a 3-point game here. Makes it a 1-point ball game. Little fake inside. Nice job. Nice finish. And King will have a chance at a 3-point play.
This little ball fake, after she beats that first part, she's able to draw the defense away from the ball.
Clemson had 2 situations where they're supposed to go on the road twice. The other, Virginia, they've already won up there, and that won't happen since Virginia closed down their program for the year. Scored 6 of the Tigers' 8 points.
A quick 6, and that was a difficult 6. Doing her best Dirk Nowitzki impression with a little step back 1-foot jumper as Destiny Struther.
For the Panthers, Destiny Struther, though, knocks it down, hopes to stay hot.
She's done a nice job. There's a couple of ways when Bennett is off the floor, you obviously, like right here, you want to be able to protect the rim, and that's where Bennett hurts you. To take better angles, especially if they're going to try to trap, which it looked like that's what they were trying to do. Take better angles at the ball, don't let them split, and you're going to be able to keep her in front.
In their most recent game, a tough loss last Thursday by 4 against Miami. In the corner, Gabby Elliott back on the floor. Saw the basket, knocks it down. Another rebound, pulled down by the Tigers. Good job by Mertens. Pushing the pace, up and under. Neek Cherry on the finish. Tigers running the break nicely. They have their first lead.
Coming off the bench, and she does a little bit of everything too, as far as getting in transition and knocking in layups as well.
And Pitt with the answer. It was nearly a turnover.
You extend your pressure out. You've got the bodies to do it, and hopefully get some easy ones.
Daishanette Harris again splitting defenders, then the dish. And the finish down low. What a nice job as King gets another bucket.
Such a good decision maker, especially in pick and roll situations. And as we see right there, that is an excellent trap coming right after we talk about it.
Tigers force the turnover. Mertens finishing. We're tied up at 19 all.
Exceedingly tough, good on the boards, and obviously a good finisher in traffic around the rim.
You saw the Tiger freshman Elliott come back in. Here's a Tiger long-range bomber. We saw a lot out of her the other day. On the wing, Washington made a 3 from that area in the opening quarter. Baseline Elliott. Gabby Elliott.
But the Tigers have found holes, just got to find ways to knock more shots in.
Harris once again splitting defenders, and that time finishing at the basket.
She is a problem. Daishanette Harris might be one of my favorite players in conference.
Sophomore out of Youngstown, Ohio, her high school's all-time scoring leader. Other end, the answer from Gabby Elliott, who had 17 in the first game and has scored 7 so far tonight. Drive inside, Hayford will kick it out high. Just onto the floor is Taisha Exaner, and the Panthers able to answer and pull back within a couple.
Don't extend, well, I guess you do extend your pressure all the way up. I guess you're going to try to force some traps and force some decision making, but you can't leave her open. That is a fantastic 3-point shooter. She started off a little bit cold. She gets loose. Tigers will be in for a long night.
She's now 2 of 7 beyond the arc, just 2 of 10 from the field, but we're tied up at 27. Hayes with the answer from the elbow.
Especially some of these offenses that Coach Butler likes to employ. She's able to shoot as Everett is feeling herself, able to knock down another one. I think that's half the key.
Coming up on 3 to go, that is a big, big key as the Tigers trail by 3. Stop and pop that time.
Struther hasn't been a huge point producer this season, but she's showing a lot of game here today. She's put it on the floor. She's hit a couple of threes. The Marquette transfer has been able to get it going.
That time it was Kleska who got the ball back, or I should say Xander who got the ball back for the Panthers, and they turned defense into points. 6 Pitt points off of those 10 turnovers. Strother kicking, and Mertens there to take it away for the Tigers, pushing the pace ahead to Elliott.
That's where Clemson's best, getting steals and getting out in transition.
Jay Leverett hitting those threes, and see what kind of start she's off to. As a team, they've hit 50 coming in, and that's the best they've ever had through 7 games.
Well, they haven't been able to create turnovers as much against this Pitt Panthers teams, mostly because Deshaunette Harris has been so spectacular, especially in pick-and-roll situations. Create more turnovers, get out and run, and find Kendall Spray was very quiet in the first half. Need to be able to find her here in the second.
25 team by 25 in the opening half, and then had to pull it out in the extra period. Washington feeding Hank, and Hannah Hank back on the floor after picking up.
Is pretty patient. Sometimes she can get in a little bit too much of a rush, but she used her patience, used her pivot foot, was able to turn back away, find the open player.
Key players really staying on the floor a bunch for this Tiger team.
Washington's a bit of an athletic marvel. She never gets tired, and she never stops attacking offensively. Good job on the offensive glass. If you're not going to be able to knock them in, you need to at least attack the offensive boards. There's an excellent screen, an excellent cut by Gabby Elliott. Not able to knock the first one in, but sticks with it.
And that time, strong rebound, and once again, King, who's still hobbling a little bit, able to start what ends up in a bucket for the Panthers.
That's a little bit of an adjustment you see from the first half to the second. Tigers are no longer coming up and trapping Harris. They're playing underneath and trying to force her into tough jumpers like that. But if she's able to keep the defender honest at that point, not a whole lot the Tigers can do.
In terms of passing for this Tigers team here in the third quarter, Mertens, and one. And tries to make it a 5-point night right there. She can't. Battle for the rebound. Spray, catch, shoot, got it. A couple of made threes in the game. That was her first here in the second half. Won't go off the glass on the try by Exenor, but the response is good from 3.
Can't do that, but you obviously have to applaud the effort. Kendall Spray hits one, her teammates trying to get her open for another one, but you have to keep the ball in front of you on the defensive end. Her off the ball a little bit, hoping to promote some ball movement.
Dangerous pass that time. Hank to Thomas, not her forte, but Tigers will take it. 0 for 2 on 3-point tries. So the Panthers, who led by 10 moments ago, looking to build closer to that. With under a minute to play in the third quarter. Crossover, Harris, dish inside. Beautiful finish. Mertens from the elbow. And Shania Mertens, big bucket. Maybe that'll provide some momentum for quarter number 4.
Well, Pete, when you're open, you're open. You got to let it fly, baby.
There you go. Terrence Oglesby alongside Pete Hannity with you. Gabby Elliott doing her best Kendall Spray or T.O.
Open plays offensively. Doing a nice job on ball screen defense, getting a little bit too high up, though.
But Hayes able to eventually shed.
She's got quick feet, stays in front of opposing guards, does a really nice job.
Just the first rebound of the night for Washington, and the Tigers able to turn it into quick points. And running out is Everett. Thought about a pass at first, hesitated, then picked the right time for Brown. From the wing, Strother. And the scramble for the ball. Boy, nice play by Azasia. And then Strother coming in to finish up.
Whenever you're playing really hard, and that was the case right there. Hard attempt at an offensive rebound gets tipped out to Strother, who is wide open.
And the bounce and the roll for Hayes. Boy, she's been big off the bench with 8 points.
Maybe a little bit stiff leg.
Not that time off the glass for Brown. Washington pushing the pace. Crossing over and changing hands. Boy, Delicia Washington, she's fun to watch. She's got 13.
Not to mention, Harris was the only Power 5 freshman to lead her team in scoring, assists, and steals with the and-one opportunity.
Wow.
Strong move.
Panthers definitely trying to wind this clock down as we hit the 3-minute mark. Harris nearly traveled. Everett from afar. And right there to clean it up is King. Washington on a pass that was intended for Spray. Great job to save it. 5 on the shot clock. Thomas looking to the lane. Washington off the deflection. Big bucket for the Tigers. Not sure how quickly do you foul, as it looks like they will break the press with Everett. Ahead Strother, and she wanted to get rid of it in a hurry. She did. It turns into 2 more points. Clemson simply trying to run something and work on it for the next time out. And Kendall Spray knocking down her 3rd 3-pointer of the game. The Tigers foul as Hayford will simply dribble out And that's how things will wind up here tonight in Littlejohn Coliseum. A 10-point victory on the road for the Pitt Panthers.